Have you ever felt guilty for not being able to juggle motherhood and business just perfectly? What if the secret to thriving in both is celebrating and honoring you? That's right, celebrating and honoring yourself first. We'll talk more about that when we return. Hey, mompreneurs. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Making of a Mompreneur Show. I am your host, Rasheeda Green, the creator and the founder and CEO of Get Coaching, the host of this wonderful Mompreneur HQ community, and the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy, where we help moms who are determined to find time, money, and location freedom to start, grow, and scale online businesses so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. And we do that through coaching, courses, content, and community. So if you have not already joined the Mompreneur HQ family, definitely go check us out on Facebook. And of course, follow us on all platforms at thedigimonpreneur.com or at the Digimompreneur. And our website is digimompreneur.com. All right. If you are just joining us now, watching us live, go ahead and put hashtag live in the comments below and let us know where you're tuning in from. We love to know where you're joining us from, and so that we can get an idea of where everyone is tuning in to watch our show. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, comment, and join our communities. We would love to have you. Let us know if this show was great, if something that you enjoyed watching, if you got some valid nuggets. Go ahead and hit that like button. Definitely, if you have someone in your life who you know could benefit from this information, share it with them. Today, we are talking about Unstoppable You, how to keep celebrating yourself beyond Mother's Day. Yes, Mother's Day is a smash. We get spoiled most sometimes, and sometimes we are not spoiled. We still have to remember how we received our name as moms and those precious moments and that precious time. And even if this is not a special, if this doesn't feel like a special occasion to you because of loss and remembering those who have passed on, remember those times that you had with them. And hopefully that will make you smile the evermore. All right. So Mother's Day is behind us. And while it's a time to celebrate moms, the truth is the challenges of motherhood and entrepreneurship don't stop when the holiday does. It's easy to fall back into the daily grind and forget to honor what we've already accomplished. Girl, you've already done something. Recognize it. Do celebrate it. What if I told you that celebrating yourself is not only important, but truly is essential to sustaining your energy, your enthusiasm, and focus as a mom entrepreneur? Today, we're going to talk about how you can reflect, recharge, and keep celebrating yourself beyond Mother's Day. This isn't just about taking breaks, it's about nurture. Yes, nurturing your entrepreneurial spirit while staying grounded in your role as a mother. We're going to talk about a number of things throughout today's episode. So if you are ready, put hashtag ready. Make sure you have your pen, paper, or digital device so that you can take down a couple of notes. This one's going to be a light one. We're talking about celebration and celebrating ourselves. But hey, I might share something with you that you may not have thought about or that you want to be reminded of. So jot it so you can jot it down. All right, hashtag ready. If you're ready, put it in the comments. Hashtag ready, because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. All right, we're talking about Unstoppable You, how to keep celebrating yourself beyond Mother's Day. All right, let's start by talking about the power of self reflection and why it's crucial to honor the journey you've already taken. A journey begins with one step. One step can become 1,000, can become 1,000,000, but you have to start somewhere. And wherever you start is your beginning, and where you are today is away from that first start step. So enjoy the journey, Celebrate those steps and those milestones that you've already achieved. Whether you're in the early stages of your business or you've been running it for years, it's important to take time to reflect on everything you've done, especially as a mom. It's so easy to get caught up in what's next. Oh, what's next? This next achievement, next higher. And then we overlook how far we've come. We don't want to do that. We're going to talk about why reflection matters, because reflecting isn't just about taking stock of your wins, right? Yeah, I did good. I did good. It's also about honoring the progress you've made, even on those tough days, those days that you didn't get any sales, you didn't get any client, the potential client said no. That is tough, but it's part of the journey. And I'm sure that there are lessons to be learned from that that you may have already taken and excelled through. So, as mompreneurs, we often wear so many hats that we forget to celebrate the smallest of victories. Maybe you successfully launched a product, overcame a personal challenge, or just made it through a day of working from home with the kids in the background or flashing through your on your green screen, right? All of those are accomplishments when you look at it on a grand scale. Like, these are things that are hurdles and obstacles and things that you did may or may not even given thought to as a success, but it is. I personally like to set time for reflection, whether it's journaling, I have tons of journals, whether it's and oh, ps.com, we do sell journals also on Amazon. So if you wanted to check us out, you most certainly can. I think we have some journals in our shop, but that's not the extensive list on digimompreneur.com/shop. Anywho, sidebar. All right, so meditation, right? We're journaling, we're meditating, praying, or just sitting quietly in my thoughts, just being able to think about how far God has brought me, the challenges that I've overcome, whether it be in the past 10 years, 5 years, 10 days, 5 minutes. Being able to just sit in those thoughts and remember how far I've come. Journaling, again, for me, is really a practice that helps me to honor what I've accomplished in both my personal and business life, because pretty much everything goes in there. I have all these notes in my Keep. I have Google Keep. I have like multiple journals with pieces of information and things like that. It's always funny when I find one of those things and reflect on them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember that. Wow. Each day I try to jot down what I'm grateful for, even if it's something small like a breakthrough in my business or a moment of laughter with my kids. And they do keep me laughing. So it's so many things that you can do with that, but reflection is very key. Being able to look back and not to stay there, right? So if something went wrong, something didn't go as well as planned, not to stay there in, oh, woe is me, life is over because this error, this mistake, or this thing that happened. Not to stay there, but to reflect. Okay, it went bad, it went sour, it went left. What can I learn from this experience so that I don't go down that same path again? And the next time I would be more successful. One thing I want to share with you is in regards to reflection. Maybe you should try setting a timer for just 10 minutes. Start small, 10 minutes each evening to reflect on what happened throughout the day. What went well? What challenges did you overcome? And most importantly, what did you learn? That's if you're with us, go ahead and put hashtag takeaway, and because that's the takeaway for today. We want to take 10 minutes to really just reflect. You can do it in the morning, at the end of the day. It's probably good in the fact that it's happened, it's on your mind, is fresh, you can record it, you can reflect more on it. Once you sleep, I'm hoping that you're not sleeping and then waking up and that's that thing that happened yesterday is the first thing on your mind. You should be refreshed and recharged. So try it at night, 10 minutes right before you go to bed. Try to do some reflecting. Now, I know it might be tempting to fall asleep if you're reflecting quietly at night, but if you can help yourself, 10 minutes, okay? That's a hashtag takeaway for today. If you are someone who does journal already or who has a meditation practice, go ahead and put that in the chat that you do these things, or that you journal, or that you meditate, or that you reflect. Drop it in the comments below so that we can see who's actually already on their way with celebrating themselves. All right, next we're going to talk about releasing the guilt, embracing imperfection in the mompreneur life. Now, I'm talking about celebrating yourself as a mompreneur beyond Mother's Day. Why? Because our family might shower us, our children might shower us with gifts and love. And sometimes it's okay. You do know that Mother's Day is not just one day, but it is a day that people celebrate with us. But then there's some times that we actually struggle with guilt. Now, that struggle might be the guilt of not being able to spend every second with your kids, or working late into the night, not getting enough sleep, or taking time away for yourself. Like, how dare you take time for yourself when you haven't even spent X number of hours with your children or your spouse? For a long time, I carried that guilt too, thinking that being a good mom meant I had to be available all the time. Now, considering I actually was a stay-at-home mom for nearly 10 years, even with that, I still felt guilt. And I'm like, wait, why? But the guilt was different. I'm staying home and taking care of my daughters and getting them into different programs and like going to the library and the splash pad and making this schedule around my children. I had a guilt because I felt like I was supposed to be building a business. I felt like I was supposed to be doing something more. So it was like that there was a guilt there for a moment. But then once I did start building the business and start putting more time in, it was like, oh, now I have the guilt because I'm not spending this much time. And now that I have the second child is younger and she's been in school, and whereas the first one was doing preschool programs, and I just have this mom guilt. I don't know what it is for you, but if you've had experienced this in your life, go ahead and put hashtag mom guilt. Sometimes we have that experience where we feel like, truth be told, we just don't have enough time for all the things that we love, but we can make the time. Now, that's the truth. Everyone has the same 24 hours. It's just about how you use it and how you plan it out. But here's the thing, no one can do it all. I'm going to repeat this for the people in the back. No one can do it all. And that includes us. We are indeed human. We still have 24 hours, just like everybody else. Now, we get the title Supermom because we do a whole lot of stuff in those 24 hours. But at the end of the day, we are still only human. So we cannot overstretch, outstretch, and break our spirits down because of guilt. Guilt keeps us stuck. It tells us that we're not doing enough when you know you're doing a whole lot of stuff. You're doing this stuff. You're doing everything that you possibly can to make sure that you are taking care of both your household and your business. And the truth is, our kids are learning from us every day, even the things that we're not saying. Whether we're there for every moment or not, they are still learning from us. They're seeing us pursue our dreams. Isn't that something that you want your children to see, that they can pursue their dreams? They can get through obstacles. They can build businesses. They can take care of themselves, that they can do these things. That's the example that we are setting. And we don't want that guilt to set in. Guess what? They're going to learn resilience because they're watching how we bounce back. They're going to learn independence. They're going to have the power of pursuing their passion because they know mommy loved this thing and she did this, that, and the other thing. And yeah, sometimes mommy went to bed late, but she still tucked us in at night. These are things that they're observing, even though we're feeling like sometimes feeling this guilt or this feeling of being a failure because we're not able to be everywhere at the same time. We're not able to be at the softball game, or we're not at the ballet recital, or we want to make sure that that's why I'll talk about a couple of ways that we can manage that. We do want to make sure that we're making time for the things that are important to us, and our families are important. So we'll talk about how we can manage our time a little better so that we can be there for our children and those events, but understand that we're not going to be able to make every single thing. Okay. As I was raising my children, I thought I had to be on call 24/7. And the same almost for my business. Like I was always working on my business. I'd work during nap times. I was working late night, and sometimes even while I was cleaning. And my husband is looking at me all kinds of strange because I'll be washing dishes at the sink with the course that I signed up for playing on the counter, and I'm just taking a course or a certification or whatever the case may be while I'm washing dishes. The kids just ate and getting ready after I wash the dishes, helping them to get ready for bed. Nightly routine is to have family prayer. So we all hold hands as a family and we pray at night. We've added positive affirmations to that. So after we pray, we do positive affirmations and we hug and kiss each other at good night. That's our nightly routine. And even if everything else is going on in my life, I have to let go of that guilt because what I did find out is that working nonstop just is not sustainable. And now that I have a full-time job, oh boy. So you corporate working mompreneurs out there who are working your 9 to 5 and your 5 to 9, and then try to have a life around them other hours when you're supposed to be getting your sleep. It's very difficult and it could leave you guilt ridden. But you got to keep your eyes on the prize. What is the goal? They will benefit from the time that you're putting in now in the end, right? So you're working that business so that you can build a legacy for your family and they will undoubtedly appreciate it. But again, we still have to manage our time and manage ourselves so that we don't miss all of the important events. But I don't want to get stuck on that. I don't want to get stuck on that. But I just want to remind you that it is not healthy to be on call for your job, for your family, or anything 24/7. Yes, you might have a cousin or auntie that calls you and has this emergency. Yes, you may have your child wake up in the middle of the night after having nightmares. So those things are going to happen. They may happen, but to always be going for 24/7, that is not healthy. And I want you to stop it. Okay. We're going to work on creating that schedule for ourselves. All right. And if you're feeling, okay, I'm feeling guilty because I don't have the time or whatever the case may be, I want you to give yourself permission to reset and rest. You want to go ahead and set some boundaries, whether that's including scheduling some off limit hours. I know that as an entrepreneur, from when I was solely an entrepreneur, I would take Fridays off. So I would only work Monday through Thursdays, and Fridays would be my days off. And unless I threw in a CEO day or something like that, but I only worked 4 days. And yeah, that doesn't really work out with me being working full time anymore, but it's still applicable. If I didn't want to do any business work on Fridays, which is normally during the summertime, then I just wouldn't. These are some things that you can think of. What can you do that's going to help you to realize that you don't need to feel guilty about building your business and raising your family at the same time? You can definitely put those hours or that time aside for yourself, letting go of the idea that you need to be on at all times. You're 24/7, go energize a bunny. It's okay to not answer emails during family dinner. It's okay to take a break and go for a walk. My husband is always walking, and he's asked me on a number of occasions, "You want to go walking?" And I'm like, "No, I got stuff to do." But it's okay. It's okay to just go and take a walk. Your time away actually helps you to show up stronger for both your business and your family. So now that we've talked about reflection, we've talked about guilt, let's go ahead and discuss some concrete steps that you can take to keep you celebrating yourself on this entrepreneurial journey. Here are just a few strategies that I go by, and one being time blocking for self care. We talk about it all the time. Time blocking works for your daily schedule, for work, for family, for business, whatever. It's just maximizing the use of your calendar, whether it's a Google Calendar, iCal, whatever the case may be, or an app. another app calendar. It's a great way. It's a definitely a great way that's been a game changer for me. It's not just for business tasks, it's also for self-care. And it would be a nice idea if you could set aside some non-negotiable time each day to focus on you, whether it's journaling, reading, or taking a bubble bath. Set that time aside just for you. Now, this can be in addition to the 10-minute action item I referenced earlier, where you would take 10 minutes to just journal or meditate, or it can be the same time, but a bubble bath may take a little more time than 10 minutes. You want to do definitely add that to your schedule so that you have time for yourself. Now, if you're really bad on time, then get you a timer, use your phone or a regular egg timer, and go ahead and set it for me time. You can start with small tasks, like if you want to just read something for 10 minutes, set your time on your phone and read for 10 minutes. Schedule it into your calendar. We talked about time blocking, right? Put it on your calendar. Just like you would an important business meeting, make sure that you schedule time for yourself because you are worth it. Another idea would be journaling to reflect and release. Journaling is not just a way to reflect, but it's also an incredible tool to release emotions. I think there was a teaching at one point that said if you get angry, write it down. You can press hard on the paper and book, scribble if you feel like it, and then just ball it up, throw it in the trash. That is like a release. You let out those feelings and your emotions onto the paper, and then when you throw it into the trash, it is gone. You don't harbor that feeling, you don't harbor that emotion. You've now released it. Your body feels lifted because now that feeling has been discarded. Okay. But I don't remember where I learned that from, but that's some technique I heard about years ago. Even if you don't throw it away, sometimes you might even come back and read it and be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I felt that way. Oh, but I remember what happened. Oh yeah, that was not good." Or, "Wow, I actually overcame that. I remember feeling that guilt, but now I don't because blah blah blah." Writing it down, it really just does help. And when I journal, I write freely without judgment. It is what it is. Do I sound superficial? Do I sound selfish on them pages? Sometimes maybe I do. But if I'm feeling overwhelmed or frustrated, I'll just write it down and let it out. Because sometimes holding it in, if you don't have a confidant that you can talk to, sometimes writing it down is nearly the same. I'm not going to say just the same, I almost did, but nearly the same as being able to talk it out with a friend. The act of actually writing helps me to process and move forward. We're talking about action steps. I've been trying to make these shows more action oriented so that we're not just listening to Rasheeda talk, but we're actually taking down notes and and getting a better understanding of stuff, right? So I want you to think about committing to journaling routine, and maybe just once a week. Start out simple. Sunday nights, you're getting ready for work. For the week, you can write down what it is that you were excited about during the weekend and what it is you're looking forward to for the new week. Just write something down. Write down your thoughts first thing in the morning or right before you go to bed. Let go of perfection. Just let your pen flow. So what there's not a comma. So what you misused a semicolon. Don't worry about it. No judgment. This is your writing. This is you getting out those emotions and just see what comes up, what you write out. You'll be amazed sometimes of the clarity also that you might get from putting your feelings out and your thoughts out onto paper. Another thing I'd like to remind you, favorite saying around here is treat yourself because self care isn't selfish. Let's be real. Treating yourself is another essential. And now the items that we've already talked about are definitely things that you would want to do to treat yourself. We're talking about self-care isn't selfish. We're so good at taking care of other people, but we often neglect ourselves. We forget about taking care of ourselves just with the basic stuff. Self-care is not always about luxury. No, it is not. It's about necessity. If you don't take care of yourself, who is going to take care of the people that you love? Because you can't do both. right? You got to take care of yourself so that you can take. What did they say on the airplane? The first thing they tell you about is how you need to put that mask. If the oxygen goes or the pressure goes, you got to put the mask on yourself first. Because if you trying to help somebody else, then you have both of y'all, neither may make it. But if you have on your mask, you are in a better position to be able to help another person. I like to take myself on many treat moments, right? Whether it's a walk, whether it's grabbing me a tea from my favorite shop, whether it's simply just reading a book, and I have tons of them in my physical books. And then I was looking at my poor Kindle account. I got a whole bunch of books in there. And whatever it is for you to treat yourself, then I want you to go ahead and do that. Then, lastly, I would like to talk about continuing the celebration, nurturing your entrepreneurial spirit. As we get ready to close today's show, I want you to encourage you to continue celebrating yourself, not just when things are going well. That's the easy part, but especially during the challenging times, the times where you're struggling and you feel like I'm not going to make it. Remember, you are building a legacy for your family and you're showing up in ways that inspire your children to dream big. Today, we've discussed how vital it is to celebrate yourself, to reflect on your journey, and to release the guilt that can hold you back. By honoring your progress, setting boundaries, and giving yourself permission to rest and recharge, you'll be able to show up stronger both for your family and for your business. And I hope today's episode leaves you feeling empowered, refreshed, and of course, ready. Because again, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, but I hope you're ready to keep moving forward. Remember, you are unstoppable, and the world needs your brilliance, your light, and your unique gifts. I want you to keep honoring yourself, Miss Ma'am, Miss Ma'am, Miss Ma'am, yes, ma'am, honoring yourself because you definitely got this. You've got this, my sis. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Making of a Mompreneur Show. Today we talked about being unstoppable you and how you keep celebrating yourself beyond Mother's Day. I do hope that you have enjoyed your Mother's Day weekend, but know that you can continue to celebrate yourself and your wins even beyond that one day. Oh, thank you again for joining us. And until next time.